under the same neon sky. I was chasing borrowed dreams, you were learning how to fly. Same cafes on different nights, same train just missing twice. Same city, same cold rain, same unanswered why. We were inches in the dark, two sparks with separate stars. If timing is a quiet hand, it almost kept us where we stand. Just patient with the scars, parallel lines, till the night we intertwine. You said you used to sit alone by the harbor afterward. I said I did the same last year, when my last love finally heard. Same questions in the air, same prayer without a word, same ache for something real, still waiting to be heard. We were strangers with a clue, but something else was due. Were just rehearsals in disguise. Parallel lines, tracing through the years, almost crossing paths, through laughter and through tears. Every detour, every sign was bending space and time. Were we luck or by design, or just brave enough to try? Parallel lines, till the moment we align. Maybe fate is not a flash, but small decisions stacked. Every road we didn't take still led us back. All the almost had to be to make you land in front of me. Parallel lines finally collide. All the waiting years folding into one night. Every almost, every sign was leading you to mine. Not coincidence, not chance, but a slow, relentless dance. Parallel lines. Now there's no divide. Same neon sky, different ending. I used to say I didn't need anybody leaning on me. like a tailored black dress. Sharp lines, clean edges, no visible mess. I made a home inside myself, locked every door with pride. If love knocked once or twice, I let it pass me by. I called it strength, I called it wise, till you looked me in the eyes, and something steady in my chest started coming unbuttoned. I wasn't built for this, for shaking at a kiss, for losing all my balance when you say my name like that. I wasn't made to fall or need someone at all, but here I am, wide open, breaking every rule I had. I wasn't built for this, but I don't want it back. You didn't chase, you didn't plead, you just stood there patiently, like you knew the walls would crack if you stayed long enough with me. You don't compete with who I was, you don't try to rearrange, you just love me like I am, and that's what makes it strange. I was solid, I was sure, now I'm something more. Every heart beats louder now, and I don't know how to stop it. I wasn't built for this, for trembling like this, for counting down the minutes till I feel your fingertips. I never planned to bend or let somebody in, but you move through me like you've always lived within. I wasn't built for this, but I don't want to resist. Maybe strength is letting go, maybe power's letting show. Every fear I tried to hide, every tear I locked inside. If this is weakness, let me be the weakest version of me. I wasn't built for this, for loving without a net, for giving you the parts of me I haven't given yet. I wasn't made to fall, but maybe that's the point of it all. If breaking open feels like this, then I was built for this. I wasn't built for this till you. You always said I was your home, but homes don't feel alone. I learned to shrink inside your plans, to fit the future in your hands. I folded dreams like paper planes and watched them fall in quiet rain. You love me in a careful way, like something you might misplace. But love is not everything. You only hold in safe display. I waited for the day you'd see what staying here was costing me. I loved you, I left you, not because it didn't burn, but because I finally learned what I deserve. I loved you, I let go with a steady kind of grace, tears falling down my face, still choosing my own place. Sometimes love is knowing when to walk away, even when you can. You never meant to dim my light. You just got used to the quiet of me surrendering my spark to keep us from a fight. I don't blame you for the years or the way we lost the thread, but I won't trade my voice again for the comfort of your bed. I asked for more than just your name. I asked to matter just the same. I loved you, I left you, not because the feeling died, but because I saw inside myself this time. I loved you, I stood tall, even with my shaking hands, even when you didn't understand that loving you was losing me. If you ever wonder why I didn't stay and try, remember all the nights I asked you to see me. I was there. You just weren't with me. I loved you, I left you with every honest breath, not in anger, not in spite, but in self-respect. I loved you, I grew strong, strong enough to choose a heart that doesn't have to lose to prove it belongs. I loved you, and that's why I left you. We didn't happen overnight. No lightning in the sky, no sudden rush of reckless vows, no tears we had to dry. We met like steady morning light, no fireworks to prove, just two people standing still with nothing left to lose. You didn't sweep me off my feet, you walked right next to me, and somewhere in the quiet, that's exactly where I need to be. No racing hearts, no spinning ground, just something solid, safe and sound. We took the long way around, no crashing, no burning down, just brick by brick, day by day, learning how to stay. No dramatic grand design, that's what feels right. Passion doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's the staying power. No spotlight glare, no crowded room, just steady as a heartbeat's tune. We took the long way around, through every high and every down. No perfect script, no sudden spark, just choosing love in the dark. No promises carved in stone, just building something of our own. That's what I can't live without, taking the long way around. Maybe love that lasts this long was never meant to come on strong. Maybe it was meant to grow like roots beneath the snow. Not the flame that blinds your sight, but the one that holds the night. We took the long way around, no lost and never found, just patience turning into trust, turning maybe into us. No story made for magazines, just ordinary sacred things. And I wouldn't trade what we found for any shortcut now. We took the long way, and I'm still here. It wasn't the way you said forever. You never even tried. It wasn't roses in the rain or stars aligned in perfect time. It wasn't some dramatic scene that left me breathless, undefined. It was the way you moved your chair so I could see the stage, the way you saved the last sip of coffee that I crave. It wasn't loud, it wasn't fast, it happened slow, it happened fast. I fell for you in the smallest things, in the way your laughter rings when you forget who's listening. I fell for you in the quiet space, in the softness of your gaze, when the whole world fades away, not in fireworks or wings, but in the smallest things. It wasn't some confession under neon midnight skies. It was your hand at my back when the crowd got loud and tight. It was how you say my name like it's something rare and new, not possession, not a claim, just something honest, something true. No thunderclap, no flashing sign, just your heartbeat next to mine. I fell for you in the smallest things, in the warmth your silence brings, in the calm your presence sings. I fell for you just your fingers laced in mine. I fell for you in the smallest things, in the steady way you lean into every fragile dream. I fell for you without alarms, just safe inside your arms. No need for grand beginnings or dramatic dazzling things. I fell for you in the smallest things, and that's why it means everything. The room feels smaller tonight, like it already knows. Your suitcase by the bedroom door says more than you suppose. We're talking like it's casual, like this is just a phase. But silence has a heavier and unmistakable weight. I can feel the ending before you say the words. Love doesn't always shatter, sometimes it just withdraws. So before we let it fall apart, let me hold you once more in the dark. Give me one last slow dance, no promises, no plans, just the rhythm of our hands, trying to understand how something once so bright can fade this quiet tonight. No tears, no second chance, just one last slow dance. We don't need to blame the past or measure who did more. Some stories end in whispers, not slamming doors. I remember how you laugh with your head thrown back, how you pull me closer when the world goes off track. There was love here, that much is true, even if it couldn't make it through. So before the lights come on and we admit it's gone, give me one last slow dance before we break the trance. Let the music guide our feet through this soft defeat. No anger in our eyes, no rehearsed goodbyes, just this fragile circumstance and one last slow dance. Maybe love's not meant to stay, maybe it just shows the way to who we are and who we'll be after you, after me. If this is where it ends, let it end like this. Give me one last slow dance, hold me like we still have a chance. daisy spin, the chaos dressed as signs. I knew the late night apologies, the highs that burn too fast. I thought that was the masterpiece of something built to last. I call the drama passion, I call the pain desire. I didn't know there was a flame that didn't come with fire. Then you walked in quietly and rewrote everything for me. I didn't know it could be this, steady as a heartbeat is, safe without the walls, strong without the fall. I didn't know that love could feel like something honest, something real. Not a war I have to win, just someone letting me in. I didn't know it could be this. You don't raise your voice to stay, you don't make me chase, you don't keep my heart unsure just to keep your place. You say what you mean what you say, and somehow that consistency takes my breath away. No guessing games, no sudden storms, just shelter in your arms. I thought love had to leave a scar. I didn't know how wrong we are. I didn't know it could be this, calm inside a kiss, warm without the ache, certain without the break. I didn't know that love could stand without slipping through my hands. Not a lesson dressed as bliss. I didn't know it could be this. Maybe I mistook the noise for something strong and true. Maybe love was always meant to feel like coming through, not surviving every night, but waking up in light. I didn't know it could be this, not just longing, not just risk, but something that remains through ordinary days. I didn't know my heart could rest and still feel at its best, not fighting to exist. I didn't know it could be this. Now I do. Now I do. We didn't meet at our best, no shining armor, no perfect dress. You had your silence like a shield, I had my scars I wouldn't reveal. We spoke in careful, measured tones, like stepping over broken stones. No one said forever first. We both knew how that word can hurt. So we kept it small, kept it slow, afraid of what we didn't know. But somewhere in your steady eyes, I saw a place I didn't have to hide. Be gentle with me, I'm still learning how to trust, still brushing off the dust of who I used to be. Be gentle with me, I don't need a rescue scene, just your quiet company, holding space for me, and I'll be gentle with you too. You don't ask about my past like you're measuring what will last. You just listen when I speak, even when my voice gets weak. I see the weight behind your smile, the battles fought in private miles. We're not pretending we're unmarked, we're just careful with each other's hearts. No racing pulse, no reckless dive, just two survivors staying alive. Be gentle with me, I'm not built of steel and stone. I don't wanna stand alone in strength that's just a plea. Be gentle with me, not fragile, just aware that love is something rare when it's patient and it's true, and I'll be gentle with you. Maybe love is not the spark, but tending to a fragile heart. Maybe strength is choosing grace over fear we can't erase. No promises carved in flame, just showing up the same. Be gentle with me, and I'll meet you halfway there. No armor left to wear, just honesty. Be gentle with me, let's build it brick by brick, not fast, not counterfeit, but steady as the sea. Be gentle with me, and I'll be gentle with you. That's how love begins again. They talk like they know our story, like they've read every page. They say we're too different, too fire and too rain. They count every fracture like love's a fragile thing, but they don't see the quiet where our real strength begins. Every doubt in the air only pulls me closer there. Let them whisper, let them stare. They don't feel what we share. Against the noise I choose you, against the fear I do. Let the world keep talking, we've got nothing left to prove. If loving you then let me be that brave. I'd rather stand beside you than be safe against the noise. It's you. We've weathered small disasters that never made the news. Late night conversations where we had to choose between pride and surrender, between leaving or staying. And every time we broke, we rebuilt without breaking. They see the surface cracks, they don't see how we come back. Let them measure what they see. They don't know you like me. Against the noise, I choose you. Against the tide, I move. Through every doubt they throw, through every what if too. If loving you is foolish, then let me play that part. I'd rather risk the fall than guard my heart. Against the noise, it's you. Maybe love was never meant to please the crowd. Maybe it's a quiet vow said out loud. No applause, no defense, just us. Against the noise, I choose you. Against the storm, I stand. With your heartbeat in my hands, like the safest promised land. Let them say we won't survive. Let them bet against our fire. We don't need their blessing now. We're already higher. Against the noise, it's always you. Let him talk. We'll still be here. Let him talk. We'll still be here. It's getting late, but neither of us moves. The room is dim, but I can see your eyes, like they're deciding something they don't want to disguise. Your hand is resting near mine, not touching, just close, like we're both pretending we don't already know. Every second stretches thin, like it's waiting to begin. We don't have to say it loud, the silence says it now. Stay a little closer, don't let the moment end. We don't need forever, we just need this again. No promises to keep, no future to define. breath is slow, but it's not calm. There's electricity under your palm. You lean in halfway, then stop, like crossing that line. Might make the world drop, but gravity's already here, pulling us near. No one else in this place, just the space between our faces. Stay a little closer, let the tension speak. We don't need confessions when the air feels this deep. No need to complicate what our bodies comprehend. Just stay a little closer till the night gives in. Maybe it's just a spark, maybe it's something more, but right now we don't have to know what for. No labels, no names, just the heat in our veins. Stay a little closer, let the quiet burn. We don't need to own it, we just need this turn. No tomorrow talk, no lines we can't defend. Just stay a little closer till the night gives in. Don't move. Not I've been running on restless roads, chasing sparks that quickly froze. I've stood in rooms that felt too loud, smiled just to blend into the crowd. I've held hands that slipped away, like sand that never meant to stay. Every high that burned too bright left me reaching through the night for something steady, something true. I didn't know that meant you. And you stood there calm and clear, like the answer had been here. You're where the ground is when I start to fall, where the air is steady when the world feels small. Not a storm I have to chase, not a fire I can't contain. You're where the ground is after all the rain. You don't promise perfect days, you don't speak in grand displays. You just show up, you just stay in the quiet, ordinary way. No dizzy spin, no flashing signs, just your heartbeat next to mine. And somehow that simplicity feels like gravity. No more see forever in your eyes. We thought 17 was forever. Your jacket smelled like gasoline and cheap cologne and summer heat. We wrote our names in silver ink on bus stop glass and backseat seats. We didn't know about heartbreak or how promises can bend. We only knew the rush of hands that never seemed to end. Every kiss felt like a vow. We were so invincible somehow. No past to haunt us, no future to defend. Dreams were bigger than the town we tried to outrun. We swore we'd leave by 21, chasing cities, chasing sun. But life has its own rhythm, and timing doesn't care about two kids with open hearts and uncut, reckless air. Still sometimes when it's late, like maybe somewhere in the dark we're still that spark. Back before we knew better, before goodbye had weight, before we learned that growing up means showing up too late. We said forever like a dam, like it was ours to measure. Oh, before we knew better. Maybe love was always meant to teach before it stays. Maybe we were just the start of who we are today. You were my first everything, and that still means something. Back before we knew better, we were young and unafraid. Two silhouettes in neon glow on a summer parade. We didn't last, but we were real, and I remember forever. 17 was never forever, but it was ours. You forgot to close the door, but that's not what hurt the most. Your phone lit up at 2:13, a name I didn't know. You said it was nothing, but nothing doesn't glow. I watched you choose your words too slow, like stepping through thin ice. And in the space between your breath, I pay the highest price. No screaming, no shattered glass, just truth arriving fast. I didn't cry, I didn't fight, I just saw you in a different light. It's the silence after trust breaks that echoes the loudest. Not the lie, not the mistake, but the shift inside us. You didn't lose me in a war, you lost me in a whisper. And I won't beg for something that you couldn't protect anymore. I folded up our photographs like closing chapters tight. You kept saying please don't go, but you had already left that night. It wasn't just the other girl, it was the way you stood, like love was something optional instead of something good. You thought I wouldn't see what loyalty should be. No broken plates, no bitter seam, just clarity cutting clean. It's the silence after trust breaks that hollows out a room. Not the tears, not the rage, but love ending too soon. You didn't lose me to her touch, you lost me to your choices. And I won't stay where doubt has louder echoes than your voices. Maybe you'll call it one mistake, maybe you'll say I overreacted, but love is built on steady ground and you cracked it. You don't get to keep my heart after you split it apart. It's the silence after trust breaks that makes the strongest leave. Not weakness, not revenge, just knowing what I believe. You didn't lose me in a fight, you lost me when you faltered. And I won't live in love that's already been altered. The door's still open, but I'm gone. Don't give me that look. You lean against the doorway like you don't know what you do. Every time you say my name, like it's something brand new. You act like it's accidental when your hand brushes mine, but you hold it just a second longer than by design. You think I don't notice the way your heartbeat shifts, but I've been catching every move, every stolen little drift. You don't have to play it cool, I can read you like a rule. Don't play innocent, like you don't feel the spark, like we're not lighting up every corner of the dark. You don't have to pretend like this is just a game. I see it in your eyes every time you say my name. Don't play innocent. You say it's just a friendship with that half smile grin, but your body's writing stories that your mouth won't let begin. You step a little closer, then you hesitate, like crossing that invisible line might seal your fate. But tension isn't subtle, and we're not that blind. We're dancing around the truth like it's a finish line. You don't have to test the fire, we both know it climbs higher. Don't play innocent, like you don't want this to, like you didn't feel that heat when I looked at you. You don't have to act surprised when the room starts to spin. We're way past coincidence, so don't play innocent. Maybe we don't need a plan, maybe we just take the chance. Let the night decide where this goes. No more sideways glances, no more second chances. Don't play innocent, like this isn't real, like you don't lose your breath every time I steal a step into your space, a whisper in your ear. You don't have to lie. Already here. Don't play innocent. You're not fooling anyone, least of all me. You're packing boxes in the hallway, like it's just another day. We both knew this was coming, still we don't know what to say. Your ticket's folded in your coat, my silence in my throat. We stand here in the in-between of staying and of hope. No one did anything wrong, but that doesn't make it strong. We found each other at the edge of everything we could if we had more time. You say we'll see what happens, like that makes it easier. But hope can be a fragile thing when distance draws it thinner. I never doubted what we were, not even for a day. But sometimes love is powerful and still can't make you stay. We're choosing different roads, even though we know that what we feel is real enough. But real doesn't rewrite the world. If we had more time, more chances to be brave, more years before responsibility became a wave, maybe we'd be strong enough to bend instead of break. Maybe fate would hesitate if we had more time. Maybe in another life where timing's on our side, we don't stand here saying goodbye. Maybe love is not the test. Maybe it's the almost best. If we had more time, more seconds left to steal, more sunsets proven what we know is real. I don't regret a single line of what was yours and mine. Some loves are perfect, just not in time. If we had more